In the words of Maya Angelou, when you learn, teach, and when you get, give. Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones, and being an educator at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. I would like to say Happy New Year to everyone. This is our first show in 2019, and I am so excited. We have some awesome guests here this evening. So I'm looking forward to the conversations we're going to have. Be sure to like and share this video so everyone can check out what's going on with Conversations with Verdel Jones. Before we get started and we bring out our guests, I want to let you know a couple of things. But first, I would like to thank our partner sponsors. We have Nancy Vargas Johnson, DMAC Bri V Jiu-Jitsu, and also Darby Home Healthcare. So we always like to give our sponsors a shout out. Thank them for supporting Conversations with Verdel Jones so we can continue to bring you this programming. The other thing I want to let you know is we are having our Write, Rhyme, and Recite Collective again. This year, well, actually, it's last year now, we had 3 students that won a total of $3,250 in our Poetry Slam Scholarship. They submitted videos. We picked the top 3 students. They came to the event, and they competed for first, second, and third place. So it was a great event. We also had authors there. So make sure you save the date. We're going to do it again this year. It's going to be on June 9th. So make sure you're aware of that. Applications, I'm getting those applications ready. They should be going out shortly. And also, if there's any authors that would like to participate, we had about maybe 6 or 7 authors, and they presented their books and they sold their books. So we had the Poetry Slam Scholarship and also the authors presented. So make sure to be on the lookout for the Write, Rhyme, and Recite Collective, all that information. We're really excited about that. Also, we have Conversations with Verdel Jones mugs. So if you want to be part of the show, go to my website, verdeljones.com, and pick up your Conversations with Verdel Jones mugs today. All right, so what we are going to be talking about today is living your best life in 2019, but not only in 2019, but beyond. But what does it really mean when someone says, they're living their best life or they want to live their best life? For me, it's really about being the best person I could be, and working on myself so I can help others. And sometimes I think that can be a little challenging. So this year I am really committed to doing that. I am going to be 50 years old. I cannot believe I'm going to be 50 years old this year. So, it's a milestone birthday, and I really want to embrace, everything and really live my best life, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of that. So that's what I'm going to be concentrating on this year, and to live out my best life, to be the best me that I could possibly be. And on today's show, we're talking to individuals who are consistently striving to live their best lives in the work that they do. Each one of our guests today they're dedicated to helping others achieve their goals. And what a better way to kick off the new year than welcoming these individuals to Conversations with Verdel Jones. So, as I said, I am so excited about the guests. I'm going to give you a little brief overview of who we have coming to the show today. We have Dr. Steve Perry. He's in our Educator Spotlight, and you all know who Dr. Steve Perry is. He's America's educator. He's a speaker. He's an author. And he is the host of a new talk show called Breakthrough with Dr. Steve Perry. He's the voice of a generation, and he's a people's champion. He has been fighting for disadvantaged children and families for over 30 years. He is definitely a man worth listening to. So we have him here, and in a few minutes he's going to be on screen. So we're excited about that. We also have Natasha Nurse. She is the co-host of the successful WokeNFree podcast that she hosts with her husband. So she works with her husband on this podcast. So I'm going to ask about that and, what kind of things they, how they work together and the content and all of that. So this is going to be a great conversation as well. She's a licensed attorney by trade, and now she uses what she's learned in the corporate world to create her own business. Not only the podcast, but she also has a business called Dressing Room, and she offers consultation and coaching services. And then last but not least, we will be welcoming Reverend Joanna Angel Barry Colon. She's a business owner of Fitness R Us. She is a health and wellness expert. She's a personal trainer. She's a nutrition coach. She's a natural bodybuilder. She's a Reiki master, a crystal healer, intuitive card reader. So she's all about health and wellness, spirituality. So we're going to be talking to her. And she has a new show right here on Strong Island Television. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to welcome Dr. Steve Perry. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I am so excited that we have Dr. Steve Perry with us. He has a new talk show called Breakthrough with Dr. Steve Perry, and we are so excited to have him on Conversations with Verdel Jones.
Hey, sister, glad to be with you.
Thank you, thank you. I admire the work that you do, and I am just so excited that you were able to join us to talk a little bit about your upcoming show. Like I was telling you offline, it's so exciting and I can't wait to watch it. But before we get started on that, I wanted to ask you, how did you get started in education, and why is it a passion of yours?
Well, the reason why is how I got started. The reason why is because I started a not-for-profit organization that worked with students who are going to be the first in their family to get a 4-year degree in 1999, an upper bound program. And what I saw when I was in the schools was that our kids, Black, Latino, and poor kids, were being maligned by the system, and folks, parents in particular, were not aware of how they were being played. Right. Specifically, kids were being put in lower academic classes than they needed to be in order for them to be successful
set up
and move on to college. So let's say, for instance, yeah, they were definitely set up. So let's say, for instance, you had taken this extended math class, this extended algebra class that this particular school system that I was working in had your child in, and your child got an A.
Right.
Well, that was 3 semesters algebra: freshman year, first semester; freshman year, second semester; and sophomore year, first semester. So when it came time for them to take the SAT or the requisite math that they needed, so I thought, this is horrible. Somebody should do something about it. I guess somebody was me. So we put together a team of people who believe in our kids and believe that what other people see as impossible is just their misunderstanding of the capacity of our young people.
Right, absolutely.
Ergo, we started our first school in Hartford.
Mm-hmm. So, it's, I often talk about expectations, the expectations that some people have of our children. And it's just, and it takes someone to, like yourself and others who are really dedicated to educating our children to take that stand, because it is about the expectations that others have.
Well, there's a hustle. The United States of America has developed a system that's referred to as public education.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the public is rarely educated by the system.
Right.
In fact, if we just look at our own data, we see that about 25 to 30% of the children who went on to college were ready for college.
Right.
So that means between 70 to 75% of them were not ready for college.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them went through what we refer to as the public education system.
Right.
And what people will often say is, well, I got a good education. Well, you may not have gotten as good of an education as you think you did.
Right.
And, well, I did just fine for myself. That's true. You might have hustled your way and grinded out real hard and made something out of nothing. Who could argue with that?
Mm-hmm.
You live a middle-class life and you've been able to commandeer some resources for you and your family. But if you look at you where you should be and what you could have done had you had access to a quality education, this is the limit.
Exactly.
So we have to have a real conversation about what is and isn't happening in what we refer to as the public education system. And then when you look at it for Black and Latino children, then it gets real sketchy.
Absolutely.
And then when you add poverty on top of that, it's very clear that there is a school to prison pipeline, and the school part starts with our neighborhood schools, sadly.
Right. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And the school, the way that we teach our children has really not evolved since its inception. And
Nope.
so we're not, and being in education, I know we are so slow. I'm not even going to say slow. We just don't do it. We don't move with the times and educate our students the way that they need to be to be successful in this new world.
Not at all. In fact, just the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to look at the classrooms in 1635, where the first public school, as we know it, was established in Boston, Massachusetts, you would find that there was a man who stood at the front of the class who told the students what it was that they were supposed to know based upon what he thought was important.
Right.
There was no standardized curriculum. There was no set of expectations that people together to establish that they would say that we as a group of educators believe that this is the highest level that a child should be at. And so therefore we're going to build towards that. If you go in these classrooms, you see the same thing today. In fact, you'd hear many opponents of reform trying to push us backwards into the status quo that created the very problems that we find ourselves facing every single day.
Right. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about your talk show, Breakthrough with Dr. Steve Perry.
Yep.
Why did you decide to do a talk show, and how did it evolve? How did this come about?
Well, why I decided because they asked me.
Okay.
I mean, really.
Okay.
It's like when the really, really pretty girl dates the guy who's not handsome, and you say, "Why are you dating him?" Because he asked me.
He asked me. That's right.
Just what it was. But it's a little more complicated than I guess to ask. I've been asked to do other talk shows or TV shows before. In case, what I found is that there was an interest on the behalf of the show, of the producers of CBS, to allow me to do what I do. They made no. In fact, they've gotten to the point where they just shut the teleprompter off. They're like, just
go.
I can't read anyway. Just do it. Just do what you want to do. Anyway.
Right.
Cool. So, and at the end of it, they say they like what it is that I'm able to do, and what I'm able to do is what I do in school. So I get to take what I'm doing in schools. And I can make it possible for other people to see some of the strategies that we've developed. I say we because I'm a part of a team that we've developed over time to move children and families forward so they're in a much better situation.
Got it. So you did have a show. It was called Save My Son. Is this a different, since it's a talk show, is it a different format than that? Or what can we expect?
So Save My Son was me in the hood.
Okay.
You saw meeting children I met those kids. When you saw me in their house, that was everything you saw was as it was.
Wow.
This is a more controlled environment.
Got it.
Where guests come to us. There's a broader conversation. So I'm talking not just to parents who have kids or siblings who are trying to work things out. Also, there's some relationship stuff in there, standard fare for daytime, but we do it differently. Very, very differently. Very, very differently. It's not just about, did you cheat on her? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Back and forth. It's like, okay, so that happened. Now what? If y'all trying to work this thing out, what are we gonna do here?
Yeah, that's gonna be great. I'm excited. I'm really excited. What would you say is what do you love about doing the show? I mean, doing a talk show in general. I've been doing it for a little bit, and one of the things that I love is just meeting great people. And so, what is something that you really love about doing Breakthrough with Dr. Steve Perry?
So one of the things I love is obviously meeting cool people, but the thing I have to love most is being able to show people how every single one of us is dealing with something. And because every single one of us is dealing with something, every single one of us deserves a breakthrough. Every single one of us is either trying to lose weight, lose person or gain a person, trying to fix a relationship or get out of a relationship. Everyone has something that they're to work through. And I love that we can, through the show that process of working through makes you normal. And I think it's important for people to feel normal. The first student organization that we started in our first school was the Gay Straight Alliance. And people ask me, why that? You're heterosexual and, as a black man in the hood, why would, of all the organizations, why not a black men's? And it is because there's a high mortality rate among gay, lesbian, transgender questioning youth, especially when you make those kids of color. And what was cool about starting a GSA, or Gay Straight Alliance, at the school level was that it made kids feel normal. And there's something really powerful in that.
Sure is.
We don't realize this, but so much of our life is spent just trying to end up at normal. Most people don't want to be extraordinary. Most people just want to be normal. when you're a teenager, you're looking down at your chest. Is my chest the same size as everybody else's chest? Is the hair on my face growing the same rate as everybody? Bumps on my face?
That's right.
Well, that doesn't stop when you become an adult.
Yeah.
As a parent, I want to know if the way I'm acting is normal. As a partner relationship is as a grandparent, as a professional, as a person. We just want to know if we're normal. So what I really dig about Breakthrough is it's just saying you're normal.
Right.
Like the normal.
That's right. So we are talking about living your best life in 2019. What would you suggest for parents to help their children live their best life and take advantage or get the most out of their education?
The hardest part of being a parent is accepting that your kids at a certain point are more interested in what other people have to say.
Right.
Not, even me, right? Here I am, somebody who goes and helps people raise their kids and have been for 20 plus years.
Right.
And even I have to convince my sons that I actually know a little bit about this education stuff.
Right.
Like you go to one of my schools, Chief. Like, why am I going back and forth with you as to what classes you should take?
There should be no question.
Pick classes. I'm going to pay those classes. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
And you try to say, it's especially funny because of my students. And so it's dope when one of my sons will come up to me and say, well, Mr. Johnson said, really? Mr. Johnson said that. That's awesome. It's a good idea, Mr. Johnson.
Right.
You should listen to him. Did he ever mention where he came up with that? Out of curiosity.
Just want to know.
So just accept that your kids, as they get older, are going to listen to you less, at least it seems. And so you have to do as much front loading as possible. Keep the structure in place. Keep your expectations high.
Right.
Don't let them drop. Let your kids know that regardless of whether or not y'all get along, especially as teenagers, right? Because who likes teenagers, right? They're a tough group to like. Love, easy. They're easy to love.
Easy to
like,
love.
Ooh, people with so much mouth. You're like, wow, you must have really good hands because you got a lot of mouth.
So, Dr. Perry, when does your show start, and where can people see it? I do have, and I want to show. I saw a
It starts
listing on your website, so I want to show that. But just tell people when it starts and where they can go to see it.
January 7th.
In on January 7th. If you don't get it live, you can always DVR it. It's definitely going to be worth the watch, I am sure. Dr. Perry, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones. But before we let you go, what is coming up next for 2019 for you?
What's coming up next is what has always been first, working with my kids. That's
Great.
it. That's everything. The show, obviously, but my real life, I'm still an educator.
That's
still
right.
a social worker. That's what matters most to me.
Nice.
I feel humbled and blessed to have this opportunity to have a television show, but I'm overwhelmed by the responsibility of being a part of over 1,000 kids' lives. So it's just the dopest thing on earth.
That's great. That's great. So thank you, Dr. Perry, for being a guest. We're going to make sure we tune in January 7th for Breakthrough with Dr. Steve Perry. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
Y'all take it easy.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be with our next guest, Natasha Nurse.
Hey, it's Natasha,
And Khalil.
and we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything that's important to us, to you, the world, and nothing is off the table.
Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation. And make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
Wow. If you want to be a guest on the show, I'm still at wow there, guys. But please submit a topic for an upcoming episode. Share how you feel. Hit us up on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That is WokenFree.com. Again, if you want to hit us up on social media, always feel free to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WokenFree. And have you checked out our YouTube channel as well? Go to WokenFree.com. You'll see all of our handles, and I think you'll like all the content out there.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do. Share the episode. And make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokeNFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Until next time.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, we have our next guest with us, Natasha Nurse. She's an entrepreneur and co-host of WokeNFree podcast.
Yes.
So I want to thank you so much for being on Conversations with Verdel Jones. We are excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
You know, and it's so nice to meet you in person.
Yes.
Like I have, you know, and we all do. We have a lot of Facebook friends.
Yes. Our social, crowd. Yes,
right,
yes.
Exactly. And the funny thing is too, it's so many people know each other, and it's through that network. So
Yes.
I'm glad we connected. So I'm
Yes.
very excited about that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So you are, you know, you're an entrepreneur. You're a co-host. You know, you do a lot of things. but you're an attorney by trade.
Yes.
And you worked in corporate America. So I'm always fascinated how people can leave a secure, or what seems to be a secure 9 to 5 with a good paying salary, and just say, you know what, okay, you're right, decent paying salary, or at least consistent.
Yeah.
And say, you know what, I'm going to start my own business. How did you begin, or what made you do that, and how was that transition?
Yeah, so I think what's key about making a transition is having intention of wanting to do it and figuring out the how, right? For me, the universe kind of acted on my behalf, and I had the opportunity to, I call it an opportunity, but really, like, the company I was with, my day job, was downsizing, right? And so that was the universe's little message, hey there.
Exactly.
And so that's when I was forced to have to say, okay, I'm going to have some time off. What do I really want to do? And the idea of just trying to fit into another role and just like kind of be unconscious in my career wasn't as appeasing or appealing to me as being an entrepreneur and like going for it and doing more media work. And starting my company, Dressing Roommate, which is about coaching and consulting, led me to wanting to explore media more, which led to the creation and the birthing of WokeNFree, and now I can't get enough of it. So it's just, I think, just being open to possibility. And then I'm Jamaican, my family's from Jamaica, and so, you know, being Caribbean and being raised in a culture of like, just do and figure it out and make your dreams happen, you know, that was kind of the engine behind what fueled everything. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't really happy. I don't think most lawyers or doctors are particularly happy. So if you present the idea of, hey, do you want to do something different? The like hand is always up. There, I think the issue is, can you financially afford to do so?
And that's a scary part of it, you know. It's a scary thing to say, well, I don't know where the money is going to come from. But like you said, the universe spoke to you and said, you know, and I find that a lot too with entrepreneurs. They're in a job for a long time. They downsize, they get laid off, and that's their opportunity to say, you know, let's do something different.
Exactly. It's about how you see things. I didn't see that as a deficit. I saw that as a new gain.
That's right.
And I took it, and I went further with it, and I still don't know where this journey will lead me, but I'm saying yes to the possibility of something different, right?
Absolutely.
And from a financial perspective, you have to get your ducks in order. You have to figure out, what do you need to live? What do you need to do? And for me, I turned to entrepreneurship because I knew I could make it happen. I knew I could work with clients. I knew I could get paid for things that I do well and things that I enjoy. And so having that level of confidence and just going for it. I think usually when I get asked a question like, how did you do it? You just do. Just do it. Right? Like you just have to go out there, and yes, you'll hear rejection, and yes, you'll hear no, but you'll be surprised how many more yeses you actually hear. So
you just have to go. You have to do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's true. You have to, you know, individuals also who want to be entrepreneurs, business owners, what have you, sometimes they get stuck because they're like, oh, what do I do with this? And what do I do with that? And I always tell them, just do it.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose, so just do it, you know, and see what happens and where it takes you, you know. So that's great. That is awesome. It's scary, but you know,
the best things in life are scary.
You know what? Risk. You know, you take a little risk. Without risk, there's no gain.
Exactly.
So, you know, you have to do that. So let's talk a little bit about WokeNFree podcast.
Woohoo!
What made you and your husband decide to actually do a podcast?
All right. Well, shout out to my beautiful husband, Khalil. I know you're watching, so hi. So we've been together since we were 18 years old, since freshman year at Penn State.
Okay.
All my Penn Staters.
Wow. My daughter went to Temple.
Hey, well, you know, it's okay. We all make mistakes now. I'm just not playing. But we found our way at Penn State, and we've always had these elaborate conversations. I like to call myself a bit of an intellectual lover. And like, while people are all like, I want to Netflix and chill, I'm like, I want to Netflix and then have a debate for 5 hours. Like, that's how my mind works.
And Khalil likes that.
Yes, yes, he's been very kind. We've been together. This year will be 15 years together, and it'll be 6 years of marriage.
6 years of marriage.
Yeah, once we hit April, and you know, I think for us, he's really enjoyed being the kind of helping me from the tech side, from dressing room 8, but we were talking and we were like, wow, well, we have all these questions and all these thoughts. We should bring this to the public and see what other people are thinking. And then also, we were struggling with not seeing enough Black love, not seeing enough couples who are staying together and who have a strong friendship and bond.
Oh my gosh.
Khalil is my best friend, right? And I know people are like, oh, he's my best friend, but like real talk, like, do you actually want to spend time with your hubby, right? Like, there's no one I want to spend more time with than my husband. And so why not put that in media and provide that kind of role model? Because I think that a lot of times we see when couples are breaking up, we see when they're having issues, but we're not seeing when they're in love, when they're debating, when they're having healthy intellectual conversations. And the whole premise of the show is to be educational and entertaining. You listen to one episode, you're just like, okay, guys, I can't wait for next Wednesday. WokeNFree Wednesday.
See, so there you go.
Every week we put a question. This week we had, is God real? Y'all don't come for us, but if you must, go to WokeNFree.com and do your business. Go ahead. We can handle it. And we put that out there. But we've talked about death penalty. That was another big one.
Okay.
Oh gosh. But it's been fun. We talk about relationship, technology, science, history, music, food, culture, like everything in between, as we like to say. Nothing is off the table.
Off limits, right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
that's
it's
awesome.
just, what are couples doing behind closed doors other than Netflix and chilling?
Right.
Like, what are we really doing that's getting our society further? Like,
right, absolutely. And it's a building thing. I'm so excited that at 18 years old you were able to find your soulmate, your best friend, and continue your relationship this far. So that's awesome. So
thank you.
So your husband is an electrical engineer, so he's the tech guy. Right. So he contributes technically to the business, and we're going to talk a little bit about your business. But what is it like coming together working on content?
Yeah. So what I have found in life as a leader, I've led teams in the corporate world, and what's important is everyone needs to work with their strengths, right? What are you good at? So I would never go to Khalil and be like, oh, I'm going to mix the audio. That's yours. So like we divide and conquer. So the tech things, he does. The social media, I do. Coming up with the question and the format of our script. Again, I'm a Virgo. I love organization. That's things that I love to do, right? Telling people their business. Hi. And then
that's true. That's very true.
This is what we need to do, how we need to do it. Let's do it. And keeping us on schedule. We need to record by this date. Like those are things, that everything you succeed at, you have to give people the opportunity to win. So that's what we do with this. And then he'll come to me and he'll say, well, I was thinking about this. So obviously also have an open line of communication, creatively speaking, because again, I'm not Yoda. I'm not floating in the sky. I don't know everything.
Right.
So, having the opportunity for him to give me his insight and his male perspective too, because again, we all have our own narratives,
absolutely.
right? So,
isn't that true?
I might want to talk about unicorns, but he might not want to.
So you have to come to a compromise with that, definitely.
Yes.
So how long have you been doing your podcast?
We hit just over a year this September, actually, past September,
Really? So when you're doing your podcast, what do you think has been, through the year and change, what do you think has been the most challenging topic that you guys had to talk about? Something that, now I don't know, like, okay, so my husband and myself, we have debates and things like that, which, we enjoy it. I think I might enjoy it a little bit more than he does, but
nice.
I do enjoy it. And we've done a couple of shows together as well. So what is the the most challenging conversation that you both had to kind of engage with? Or does it just flow? Because it probably does, because he's your best friend. But still, there might be something.
I would say, honestly, the God episode so far has been the most challenging, not between us, because like you're saying, with me and him, like half the time I know what he's going to say.
Anyway,
and so it's not like he's never going to really surprise me like that, but that's because we formulated our relationship that way. Everyone's ours is 100% real, 100%
open communication.
Because for me, the idea of marrying someone that you didn't know was too traumatic and scary in nature. So I don't want to be surprised. But
so
I would
you don't
say,
think that someone should know a person for 6 months and then get married the 7th month?
So I knew within 6 weeks of knowing Khalil that I wanted to marry him, but I interrogated him as other people would see it. I interrogated him because like I asked every question. Like I want to know. There shouldn't be a question that you ask me about him that I shouldn't be able to answer. That that's how close and intimate we need to be. That's the only, because again, I'm a
which is
control
fine.
freak, so that's what I need to
get it.
know. Who are you? Why do you exist? What's your purpose? Where are you in 30 days? Like,
Right.
I gotta know.
Wow,
And
Leo.
he loved it because he's a Leo, and so it's just
Oh,
like,
I'm a
oh,
Leo too.
stroke my
That's
mane.
right. Okay.
Oh, this is lovely.
All right,
You
I
want
get
to
it.
know about me, right? Like, and I'm like, yes, I want to know.
and he
more.
gave it up.
Yeah. And he's just like, you love questions, and I'm like, yes, and I love answers. Like, give them to me.
Leo, oh man.
He's probably like, oh my gosh, Natasha, stop. But it's true. 100%. I'm keeping it 100% with you. So,
Right.
So for us, I think this episode was hard because I think it's the most public I've ever been in expressing how I view God and how he views God. And I know that from people of color perspective, our community might not be well receiving of that. And then also just traditional Christians might have an issue. Or so I think it's hardest only from the public perception, but not between him and I, because there should be no conversation me and him have that's so challenging that it's going to rock our boat, right? Like you might be like, what did you say? And you know, but again, it's healthy. We're promoting the idea that people can have different beliefs, and it doesn't mean choking somebody out. We're in a very tribal kind of condition in our society right now. Half of it's because of the orange person in the office. The other half of it is because we as the nation choose to behave this way. This is all conscientious decision making, right?
Absolutely.
So we're choosing to be intellectually honest, and even if it's challenging, still accept it. You have to be woke is to understand and to not necessarily accept, but entertain other conversations. You can't
Absolutely.
just
100%.
hear yes.
100%.
People will challenge you, and that's okay.
right.
Understand why you're being challenged.
That's right. On Sunday, we had a great discussion. Our son, my husband, and 3 of my daughter's friends, and my daughter as well, Maya. And the conversation that we had was, it was a real conversation, and we let ourselves be vulnerable and tell the truth. And it was just a great interaction, and you know, you should have those moments often.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it's really important. And these are young people that we were talking to,
awesome.
you know, and it was just a great, like they hung out with us, you know, so it was a great conversation.
Yes.
And it was a great conversation. So this episode, we're talking about living your best life.
Yes, absolutely.
So what does that look like for you in 2019?
Wow. Well, I think first and foremost, being clear, right? I think with anything, clarity is key. So what do I want? Well, I did my vision board. I was a good girl. And I set out my theme for 2019. And the head of it has this big word letters, love, because I need to care for me, my mind, my body, my soul, every single day, right? And so I think a part of it's clarity. Another part of it is also doing what you love every day, right? To live your best life is to be happy and joyous and free.
Absolutely.
And to do that means doing what you love. For me, I'm pretty low maintenance. That's like journaling, napping, kissing the dog. Shout out to JJ. and just also spending quality time with the hubby, right? Which is great through the podcast. Every week we're collaborating. So doing that quality stuff, traveling. We're going to be doing a bit more traveling this year, which I'm excited about. And then also, I think challenging myself. I think, you know, I know some people view challenges as like something to veer away from, but that's where we grow. Those are the moments of tremendous progress in your life. So I welcome challenges. I welcome the uncomfortable moments that may come this year, because I think that is where I'll learn more about me.
Right. Yeah.
And I want to learn more about me, right? Again, we don't know everything, so we have to continue to push and grow and move forward.
So we're running a little short, so I want to make sure that we talk about Dressing Room 8, what that is, and Sisters on Fire.
Perfect. So Dressing Room 8 is the business I started about 3 years ago, a little bit over 3 years ago, and it is a coaching and consulting platform for women entrepreneurs and freelancers and creatives. I work on social media, I do hosting, I do event production, support, and also helping women be more innovative in their personal life and in their business.
I love it.
And Sisters on Fire, shout out to my mother-in-law, Marsha McNair, the co-writer of the play. It's a play and a social movement. Empowerment, and they're one of my clients for Justin or Me. And essentially, we are helping America realize what the African American woman narrative is in this country when it comes to violence, when it comes to sisterhood, when it comes to things like Hurricane Katrina, how the government is interacting or not interacting with our community. And so we have our first showcase on January 12th.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is really great. If you get all the details at Sisters on Fire, SISTAS on fire.com. And then the play, actually, we'll have another play production taking place between February 22nd and March 17th. Again, sistasonfire.com is where you'll get all that information. And yeah, it's been Marsha McNair Khalil's mom really helped me kind of get on the path of being a creative. She inspired me because she's fearless and unapologetic, and she's Essence editor. She is a playwright, a published author, tenured faculty member at Nassau Community College. She does everything, right? And she does it just smoothly and beautifully and gracefully. And I knew when I met her that she was a woman of force, and I knew that I wanted to similarly be that in that same stance with her. So I thank a lot of all my successes and support from her.
That's awesome. So where can people tune in to listen to Woke and Free? We showed the contact information there. So how can people make sure that they don't miss an episode of Woke and Free?
Yes, go to WokeNFree.com. So WokeNFree.com. And please, guys, check out the most recent episode. Don't come for me, but if you do, please do it nicely. And we welcome your feedback, positive, negative, anything in between. We want to hear from you. It's a conversation, and I think everyone will enjoy. So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. I want to thank you for coming to Conversations with Verdel Jones. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have Reverend Joanna Angel Barry Colon. See you in a bit.
Looking for a way to promote yourself or business? Do you need a quick and easy way for your clients or audience to see what you're about? Myanmar Productions is the solution to your promotional needs. A video on a landing page can help increase conversions by 80% or more. And marketers who use video grow revenue 49% faster than non-video users. With our personal attention to detail, we will create a video that will help you promote yourself or business professionally and attract the attention of potential customers. 64% of consumers make a purchase after watching branded social videos, and an initial email with the video receives an increased click-through rate by 96%. We create videos for business owners, authors, speakers, and more. From storyboarding and voiceovers to editing, Myanmar Productions will work with you to create a promotional video that will increase your visibility and generate revenue. Family is our foundation, and with Myanmar Productions, our family is there for you. For a free consultation, contact us at myanmarproductions@gmail.com or call us at 516-289-4947.
welcome back. As you can see, we have the Reverend Joanna Angel Barry Colon in studio. She is the new talk show host of Healing Within.
Joanne's Healing Within.
Joanne's Healing Within, right here on Strong Island Television. So we are so excited that you're going to be part of the Strong Island family.
Thank you. Yes, very excited. Very excited.
Can't wait.
Yes.
You're also an author and a health and wellness expert, and you've been in this field for a number of years.
Yes, well over 30.
Well over 30.
Yes.
What made you, start health and wellness? Like, what was the spark for you that made you get into this and want to do this as a profession?
I've always known that I wanted to help, heal, and transform people's lives.
Okay.
And I've known this since about 9 years old.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at 9 years old, were you were you into exercise and all of that when you were younger?
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. In fact, I actually taught my first class at 12 years old.
Really?
Yes.
What class was it?
It was a calisthenics class.
Well,
Yes. My
That's great.
calisthenic teacher took sick, and she asked me if I would substitute the class. for her. I was
Really?
like, yeah, yes, definitely.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So jumping jacks and squat thrusts.
Yes. But back then it wasn't as sophisticated.
Right.
It was more like Jane Fonda type.
I know.
Yeah.
I got you.
Not that I'm saying Jane Fonda's not sophisticated.
Yeah, no,
but,
she looks great too.
Oh, yeah, she sure does.
So you also have you're a personal trainer as well.
Yes.
So you have Fitness R Us.
Yes.
So what is that? Is that a whole gym? Is it a holistic gym? Like what do you do as a personal trainer?
Well, it is actually a personal training facility, but
Okay.
it's designed as a gym.
Oh,
However,
okay.
when I say that, people cannot walk in from the street
Got
and
it.
just do a regular workout.
Okay.
Everyone has to have a personal training program.
Got
and
it.
I'm the only personal trainer there.
Got it. Okay.
So everyone
Okay.
comes in has to have a personal training package.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're also a natural bodybuilder as well.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, like
Yes.
you competed and
Yes.
all of that. I saw the
Yes.
pictures. That's
Yes.
great.
In fact, I did my last competition, let me see, 8 years ago.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
4 years ago.
Are you going to do any more competitions?
I don't really know, only because,
Yeah.
again, the one I did 4 years ago, I had no plans on doing that one. It was
Really?
just something I saw in one of my own meditations, and I was like, okay, I
Really?
guess it's time to do another one. So who knows? I might do one when I'm 50 or 55.
Right.
Who knows?
Nice.
Yeah. Why not? If I can.
love it. I love
Why
it.
not? Yes.
So, as you mentioned, you're an author. You've written another book too, a couple books,
Yes,
right?
yes. I'm actually author and publisher of 2. Which
Okay.
One, The Power to Release Weight is one.
Okay.
And the other one is Healing Within Meditation.
Okay, so let's talk about power to release weight.
Yes.
What does that mean? Does it mean weight as in pounds, weight as in whatever's,
Both.
Okay, all right. So,
Yeah, so when we think about the word release weight versus weight loss, metaphysically speaking, the word obesity means psychological wall that we built within our bodies to protect ourselves. So that psychological
interesting.
wall that we're building shows up physically as body weight.
So we watch 600-Pound Life.
Yes.
And a lot of time on the
Yes. Yes, I
Like-
don't, but yes, many people do.
it's like marathons,
Yes,
so my
yes.
daughter and I, we watch it all the time.
Yes.
My husband's like, why are you watching
And
this?
I frown upon it each time. I'm like,
Every
oh
time.
my God.
But a lot of times with those individuals, they have trauma.
Yes.
There's always they go to the backstory and then they have to get counseling and all of that because they're getting the surgery and they
Yes.
need counseling for that. And there's always some type of trauma, or in some cases there's trauma that takes place. So that's kind of what you mean.
Well, yeah, because when we think about the actual psychological weight, it's again the trauma of what created the physical weight to show up, what caused that person to emotionally need to eat or use food to replace it, to replace with emotions.
Yeah. There's always, in watching it, it seems there's always something.
Yeah, there's always going to
Yeah.
be something, no matter how big or small it is.
Right,
And sometimes
exactly.
it's not even a matter of what's going on currently. It could be something that's more deep-rooted in the child's experience
Right.
that created that weight for them. And a lot of it is the weight itself is a protector.
Yeah,
With that
absolutely.
weight there protects them from whatever it is
Whatever
they're
it
trying
is.
to be protected from.
Right. So in your book, Power to Release Weight, what do you share with individuals in the book?
Well, they speak about the whole concept of the weight itself psychologically, the whole wall process, and how to get to that deep-rooted place of where the weight started from. And having to think back, okay, what was the issue that created this? You know, what was going on at that time? How old were you?
Right.
And who was involved with it?
Who was involved? Right.
And once you get to that place of understanding and then want to do the work with it, because it is going to take work.
It's going to take work. Right.
You know, it's going to take deep work because you have to really be willing to look at whatever it is. And for example, some of it could
Open
be,
that wound sometimes,
yeah, some
right?
of it could be in reference to assault, rape,
Yeah.
you know, and it's tough
It is.
to go
To do that work.
to do that work.
Yeah, absolutely,
You know.
absolutely. So you are also a Reiki master.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It took me so long to pronounce
Use that word, Reiki. I remember doing Keisha's events.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't get this
Like,
word. So I made sure I wrote it down.
Yes,
Reiki.
Reiki, yes,
So
yes.
you do Reiki work as well, and I know you have a lot of other services that you do. You're a crystal healer.
Yes.
So you do that out of your out of the facility
Yes.
as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Great.
Yes.
So you also you know, we talked a little bit before, you know, via email about numerology.
Yes.
And I know you don't call it numerology per se. You call it something else, and you're going to do my reading.
Yes, I am.
Which I'm so excited about. So what do you call it, and why do you call it that as opposed to just straight numerology?
Okay, well, the reason why I don't call it directly numerology is because my focus is not just about the energy of numbers. My focus is about the energy of healing through our number,
Right,
through the energy of numbers.
Okay.
So that's why I call it chakra balance, because that's the energy healing work. Numerology.
Okay.
So
okay.
combining the two together is
Okay.
why I call it that.
Okay. How long did it take you to learn, before we look at my numbers here, how long did it take you to learn all of this, the Reiki, the healing, and all of that?
I would say my journey started back in 2007.
Okay.
And I think somewhere along the line, it's something that was subconsciously rooted in me.
Got it. Okay.
Because when my journey started, it's like I was a sponge. I took it all in. I like literally sucked it all in. I
Right.
was like excited about, wow, Reiki and crystals and
It's
even more
interesting.
so
It's
chakras.
fascinating.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow, like these things. And, you know, and of course, people ask, well, can you see them? Yeah, you can in meditation.
Yeah.
You can see them in meditation
Right.
through
It's
your
different colors and things
exactly,
like that, right? Okay.
exactly. And
Yeah.
then numerology, I mean, everything is numbers. I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about it, your birthday is a number.
Is a number,
Your
right.
social security number is
Right.
a number. Your home address,
Number.
your license
Interesting.
plate,
That's true.
your cell phone.
There's numbers everywhere.
There's numbers everywhere. And all
Interesting.
of those numbers actually identify who you are.
Yeah.
And if you
That's true.
if you have a number that is not in alignment to who you are, that is going to cause chaos in your path.
Huh.
Yes. Interesting enough, but there are what we call little tricks that we could do to shift that. So this way,
Okay.
you're like, I had one client say, well, because when I did her numbers, her house address did not match.
Didn't line up.
Not at all. And she's like, well, I'm not moving.
Right.
And I said, then you don't have to.
All right.
We could do a little spell, a little
Okay.
trick, change it up for you, and it can work for you. So I showed her what we needed to do.
Yeah.
She went and got what she needed, and she changed the address from the inside, not the outside, obviously, because
Okay.
you can't change
Can't
a mailing
change that,
address,
right.
but you could change the inside, where internally, universally speaking, and things started shifting for her. And it
Wow,
literally took a
fascinating.
matter
I
of
love
3
it.
weeks where things started shifting for her. She had called me up and she was like, I can't believe the magic you did. I said, well, I didn't do any magic. I just helped you change some
That's
energy,
right.
and now you're on the path where you need to go. So yeah, every number that is in existence for us plays a huge role. Like if you
That's
take your cell
interesting.
phone number
Yeah.
and you add up all those numbers
Right.
and then take it to a single digit, you'd be surprised on what that number means and what the energy behind it is.
All right. Well, so let's
Yes.
let's do this because we have about 5 minutes.
Yes, yes. So
I want to
very
make sure we
quickly,
get through all of this.
What I want to do the most important for
Okay.
you is about your energy for this year.
Okay,
For
great.
2019.
All right.
Okay.
Living our best
No,
lives in 19.
Exactly. We have
2019.
we have the life path number, which is the year you're born into.
Okay.
But then we have the energy that you're in right now.
Okay.
And for you, your energy that you're in is a 5.
Okay.
And what that really means
Is that low?
No.
Oh, okay.
Energies go from 1 to 9.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's
and
in the middle. All right.
each number has a specific energy behind
Oh,
it.
okay, got
and
it.
yours is a 5. So a
Okay.
5, what a 5 means is it's all about freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about change, fun, and adventure.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. And sometimes a little bit of unpredictability.
Okay.
Okay. So in regards to your personal energy of a
Right.
5, Now, you asked me this outside. The energy we have going on
Yes,
within this
within,
year
yeah.
is a 3 energy. And how we get that is if you take the 2019 and add it up,
Yeah.
it equals to a 3.
Okay.
And that 3 energy is all about creativity,
Yeah.
manifestation, and expression.
Manifestation.
So this is
Okay.
a year where everyone's going to be really communicating,
Right.
expressing themselves. So people that have a hard time with expressing themselves, it's going to be a really interesting year for them because it's almost like the universe is going to force you to need to communicate more.
That's fascinating.
You know,
I love
and then
that.
using your creativity. How do you show up in this world with your creativity? And manifesting.
Right.
This is a year of manifestation. This is not a year to sit back and sort of watch.
Okay.
If you have that attitude that I'm just going to relax this year, you're in the wrong year for that.
Right. Okay.
You're wrong
got
year
it.
for that.
Wrong year
This is
for
a
you.
year of action.
Action. Right.
Action year. And yes, each person may have a different energy. Like for myself, I'm in a one energy, which is all
Okay.
about new beginnings, new opportunities, new
Well,
possibilities.
there you go.
Which makes sense to
That's
why I'm
right.
starting my
Starting
show.
your own show, right?
You
yeah.
know, so the energy is all about, movement,
Wow.
action,
That's
and
awesome.
just going forward.
Okay,
Yes,
that's great. I
yes.
love it. That is so
Yes.
cool. I like you said, every numbers are all throughout your life. That's awesome. So what I want you to, if you could please just let people know when your show is coming on.
Yes. Show comes on Sunday, January 20th at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. So it's going to be Sundays at 3 p.m.
Yes,
starting on the 21st of January.
20th.
I'm sorry, the
20th of
20th of
January. Yes,
January.
Sundays, yes.
So now you offer all of these services to people. I just want to show Joanne's contact information so people can reach out to you. But I might have left some things off. So if you can just let people know where they can reach out to you to get more information, if it's not all on the contact.
I think the best way to reach me is directly 646-236-9155.
Okay, so that's your cell
My
phone
cell phone
number.
number,
Okay,
yes.
they can text you if
Yeah.
they
Oh,
want
yeah,
to.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
all right.
yes.
So, I'm so excited that your show is coming up. It's going to be a great show. A lot of interesting information. I mean, just like you have so many bits and pieces of things that help people, and we are talking about living our best lives in 2019.
Yes.
And you're here to help people, do that. So before we got like a minute left, I wanted to. What can people do? You said they shouldn't sit back, but how is it helping people try to reach their goals? Like, what has been? Are people resistant, or do people really want to do the work?
At some point resistant. They come in gung-ho thinking they're ready, and when they realize the amount of work that's involved, they become a little resistant. But that's why we have trainers to help them push through the plateaus and push through the doubt and the insecurities.
And where can people pick up your book?
They can get my book. Call me directly again, 646-236-9155. Or you can also get it at lulu.com, which is the actual self-publishing.
Yes, self-publishing, okay.
Yes.
Well, it was so nice to meet you in person.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much. We're going to have you back. I love this stuff.
Yes,
it's so good.
Yes.
I love it.
We'll have you on my show.
Awesome.
There we go. And we'll do it on my show.
Awesome. So I want to thank everybody for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones, and I want to thank all of my guests. And be sure that in 2019 that you are living your best life. Like I said, I'm going to be 50 this year, so I'm going for it. And it's the year of manifestation. So
there you go. Yes. Manifest great health, great happiness, great joy, and living your best life with movement.
That's right. So
movement, nutrition, and meditation.
Okay,
Yes.
I got to work on the meditation part.
Yes.
Well, the nutrition too, but
It's okay. You got the whole year.
The whole year.
There you go.
So again, thank you everybody for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones, and we will see you next time.